This video is to illustrate part 1 of Wacky Weave Rainbow in the Round and the transition into part 2. Now I have my iPad here with the pattern on, and I want you to do the same. I don't want you to do monkey see, monkey do on me. So keep up with the pattern so that you know where we're going and what I'm doing too. We start with the color A foundation, and that part of the foundation I refer to as the trellis. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops. Now look at that. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Right, we've got our starting chain of 34, and it says start in the 6th chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we make a double crochet. Remember, I use American terms, so if you're used to UK, you replace it with a treble. And we start with a double crochet, and then we're going to chain 1, skip 1, double crochet right to the end. This is straightforward crochet. This is nothing difficult, nothing intricate. I hope my dog and my parrot won't be too noisy for the course of this video. If they are, you'll just have to excuse them. I don't have a soundproof studio. I just have my lounge where I'm sitting, and I've given up shooting tables at the dining... shooting tables, oh for goodness sake. Shooting videos at a table, because there's nowhere in my house that the lighting is nice enough. So I'm now shooting videos with a tray on my lap. At least it's a nice wooden tray. And we're still doing chain 1, skip 1 to get the trellis done. At least this part becomes natural after a while. If you've done one project, you will be okay with this one. So this is actually for the very new people that haven't done any of the previous ones, that are now jumping into the very, very deep end of this pool called Wacky Weave. Kudos on you. I do admire your courage. Okay, so this is my trellis. It's the first part of the foundation, and I need to make sure that I've got 15 windows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I will immediately chain 4. That chain 4 is actually the start of the next row, but it's easier to find that stitch if there's a little bit of a leg there. So I always end my rows with a chain 4. Now I place that down in front of me. Take note, this is for a right-handed person that I'm doing this, but I am going to take the video and swap it so that left-handed people can view it. So the lefties must just, you know what, I will do both. I will do both. If you are a right-handed person, if you crochet right-handed, you will place your trellis down in front of you with the working yarn and the loop here on the left-hand side. If you are a left-handed person, you will place the trellis down in front of you, and the working yarn and the loop will be on the right hand side. So we put that down and we leave it there for now, and we take our contrast color, and we are going to chain 32, 2 less because you've got 1 window less. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And yes, I always count aloud even though I'm alone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to extend this loop and take it out. And now the pattern says, let me read it for you. Let me just get my iPad open. Maybe I should just quickly change the settings so that the display doesn't go off. Auto lock, never for now. Thank you very much. Let's see if that works. Okay, right. Okay, I place the chain on top of the color A trellis. That's the color A trellis, and this is the color B chain. If you are right-handed, your trellis working yarn and loop will be on the left, and your chain working yarn and loop will be on the right. If you are a left-handed person, your working yarn and loop of your trellis will be on the right, and the working yarn and loop of the chain will be on the left. Now, the pattern says, start in the 6th chain from the hook in the 2nd A window. Now, if you're a newbie to Wacky Weave, I recommend the use of stitch markers. Stitch markers make it easy in the beginning. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the chain. The pin stitch markers, those little ones that look like safety pins, they work the best. But in my house, they are regarded as parrot toys, so I have very few of them in one piece. So I'll just use these ones, although they do slip out. Right. I have pinned the 6th chain to the 2nd A window. Here's the 1st window. I've pinned it to the 2nd window. I will now skip a chain. There's one chain that sits in front of that little yellow pillar. I'm going to skip that one, and I'll place a marker into the next one and pin it, go away, to the next window, like so. Now you can do that right across the length of your chain. Pin every 2nd chain to the next window. Every time you will skip one that's on the pillar, and you will pin that chain to the next window. Skip the one that's on top of the pillar and pin the next chain to the next window. I'm not going to do that now. I never do it now. Anyway, because my eyes are quite used to the Wacky Weave thing, so I don't need to do that. I think I need to move my video camera slightly. Just give me a second. Okay, that will be better. Right. I'm now going to start. We're still busy with the foundation. We are now at the 2nd part of the foundation, and it says start in the 6th chain from the hook in the 2nd A window, double crochet in the back, chain 1, skip 1 13 times. So double crochet in the back means I come from the back with my hook between the 2 chains. There's the A chain, here's the B chain. I come in between them and I place the stitch that I hooked up at the back, like that. Right, let me make a stitch. Chain 1. I'm automatically going to skip one because it's there in front of the pillar. I can take out this stitch marker now because I've made the stitch. There we go. And I'm going to do the next one. Again, come in from the back between the 2 colors, place the stitch where you want to go in at the back, and make it. Now I'm going to repeat this all the way until I have the correct count. It says times 13, so I've got 2 now. So start crocheting with me. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to come back when I've done 13 because the concept is exactly the same. Otherwise this video is going to be very long and very hard to upload. Hang in there, I'll be back now. Okay, I'm back. I've done the 13 in the back and the last one is in the front. Now how do you make a front? Go into the stitch where you want to make the double crochet and place the stitch in front. You can't do that, then it's not in front, it's somewhere in the middle. You have to place it in front. So let me show again. You go into the stitch and you lift it up and place it in front of the other color. Righty. So there the foundation is finished, and you will see again I finish it with a chain 4 so that it's easier to get in the next row. Right. For those of you that are very new to Wacky Weave, you can only turn around when both working loops are on the same side, both colors. You can't turn around if the working loop and yarn, if the one is on this side and the other one is on that side. You can only turn around when they're both on the same side. Now I want you to look at this before we turn. Can you see there's a little frame starting here? And that little frame will go all around the block. And that is what is the importance of placing your bee yarn after you have turned. So let's look at the stitch pattern. After you have turned around, it's very important where you place your bee yarn. If you look at the stitch pattern, row 1 will say, after you have turned, drop color B to the back of your work. It is behind this A yarn. If it said in front, it would have looked like that. But we want it behind for the sake of that little frame on the other side. So there. It's at the back, and I can now start the row. Okay. Row 1A. This is my A color yarn, and that is why we call the row 1A. When I've done this, I need to do the same row that way with my B color yarn, and that is 1B. You have to crochet both A and B before a row is finished. If you have put your stuff down and you don't know which color you're going to crochet, the color that's at the top is the last one that you've done, so you need to use another one now. The last row was done in blue, so now I'm going to go for the orange. So what does 1A say? It says chain 4. I've already done that at the end of the previous row, and it says double crochet in the back, chain 1 14 times DC in the last window. So let's go for in the back. Come in from the back, catch both V's. Can you see I've got the whole V, both loops of the V, place it at the back, and I make the stitch. Chain 1. Now, because this whole row is in the back, and because there hasn't been a lot of weaving yet, as we write in the start of the project, you can do this and just work in the back. But be careful. I will show you why when I get to the end. So I'm going to separate them like this with my fingers and just work behind. It will only work like this in the beginning when there hasn't been a lot of weaving taking place, or if the previous row has also been just in the front or in the back. You can see it nicely splits away from each other. Oops, I've only got one of the V. Where's the other one? There's the other one. I wish I can put a cork pluck in my parrot's beak. I love her to bits, but some days, like today, and it's always the video day, I have some serious visions of putting her on a skewer and roasting her. No, don't worry, I won't really do it. No need to call the authorities on me. Okay. Now, Wacky Weave is all about counting, okay? You have to count and you have to read. That's why I say don't go monkey see, monkey do on me. It's not going to help much. You have to focus. You have to read so that you can redo this yourself with another pattern when I'm not there. Okay, and another one. And another one. And now the last one is always, the last one of A is always outside in the hole. That's why the pattern says in the last window. I didn't say in the third chain or anything like that. I said in the window, so it's just in the hole. Chain 4. Now in every class, people will end up with this and they will say to me, I don't know what's going on. You've split it. Just marry it again. Fold it forward. Get it close to each other again. Otherwise you're not going to know what's going on. Right, there. Now it looks better again. Now, like I said, if you've gone for a wee and you come back and you find this, which way am I going to crochet, with the blue this way or with the orange that way? You have to look at what was done last. The yellow was done last, it's at the top, so we're now going to do the blue. This is now 1B. Okay, 1B says front 13 times and end with the back. Okay, so now it's easy because everything is in front. Let me tell you, if you go into Wacky Weave and you hit a row that says everything is in front or everything is at the back, you'll probably throw your hook across the room and do a happy dance and shout something like glory, hallelujah, everything is in front or everything is at the back. I still do it. It's just so nice because for one round you don't have to concentrate, you don't have to count, you can just crochet away. Everything in front or everything in the back. It's very hard to look at my crochet work through a video lens. Then I can't see, and then I move my hands, and then it's out of the way, and then the tail starts going around my frickin' finger because my balls are all tangled. Chain 1, don't forget your chain 1 between the stitches. I know somebody said to me the other day, it's entirely my fault that she battles to crochet anything because the moment she made a double crochet, she immediately makes a chain as well. Guilty as charged, I suppose. Okay, we are nearly at the end. Another one. Remember, you want both loops of the V. You don't want only the front or only the back loop because interlocking gets heavy. Okay, the last stitch says in the back. Now, there's only the window left. Again, into the entire window. Not a specific chain, nothing like that. Just into the window. Okay, this is what you now have. You've done row 1A and row 1B, and now you can turn. Right, I'm not going to illustrate the entire block for you. I'm now going to switch the video camera off and crochet the rest of the block, and I'll see you when I'm done to do the transition. Okay, I am done with the block. Very important to note, the last row, row 14A, it tells you to drop your color B yarn to the back, and you've had it at this side the whole time. Now it's at the back. There's a specific reason for that. Now if your block doesn't look like this, frog and redo. You don't want to be a lazy ass and complete the project second best because you didn't want to fix all the mistakes. Then you won't like the blanket anyway. So rather fix it and have something that you can be proud of. Right, now let's look at the bridging B row instructions. It says that this side is the right side, and don't scream at me and says, yeah, but I want a reversible blanket. I know that, I also do, and your blanket will be reversible if you work neatly. This is just for simplicity of instructions. This is the right side and that is the wrong side. So it says in the second block, turn the entire piece over to have the wrong side of the blanket facing you and insert your hook into the B stitch. Here it is. Rotate the block so that the working loop and yarn is at the bottom right. I've got it here. If you're a lefty, it's going to be on that side. I shouldn't do that because I want to flip the video. So if you're a lefty, the working yarn and loop of color A will be on the left, and we are now going to start working in the right. Now it says, I've chained one just to get a little bit of height. There's a chain sitting there. It says single crochet corner front in the same stitch and continue to do a round of single crochet in front with a single crochet corner front in all the corners. Right, let's make the first corner. a single crochet corner is a single crochet, and I insert it into the hole of the stitch. It's a single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet. Right, there's a corner, even though it doesn't look like much. Chain 1. Now I want to make a single crochet in front, but I'm presented with the feet of a stitch, so I go horizontally under both the feet and I make a single crochet. Chain 1. The next one is easy. There's the top part of a stitch, so I can just go into the stitch hole, chain 1, feet, chain 1, stitch, chain 1, feet. This is a crappy row, I know, but the result is so much worth it. And I have a stitch. Come on, oh goodness sake, why do I have to battle like this? Right, next one is feet again. I hope you've noticed that you never work into a chain space. You work into stitches all the time. The only time we are allowed to go into a chain space is with the last stitch of the row that goes into the last window. Feet and a stitch and feet again, and a stitch and feet. Eek. Right, now we are at the corner. In this corner space I'm going to make a new corner, which is a single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet. Now I'm going to switch off. I'm going to go around and then I'll meet you when I'm back at the starting point. Okay, I've gone right around with the single crochets all in the front with the size facing me, and the last instruction says when you reach the end of the round, cut your working yarn and close the round with an invisible join. So I'm quickly going to do that for what it is worth, because I'm not going to use this block for anything fancy, so doesn't make much of a difference to me. I'm not going to bother with the tail now. I'm just leaving it there for now. Right, so I've done all the single crochets. Now what's the next instruction? It says now turn the entire piece around so that the front is facing you. Right, we are there. With contrast color 2, start with a standing half double crochet in front. In the same corner, where am I now? With the A working yarn and loop R. Oh, that R shouldn't be there. Okay, we say what? With contrast color 2, start with a standing half double crochet in the same corner where the A working loop and yarn is. Right, and we are going to do a round in the back. Right, here is the corner. I'm flipping my A forward because I want to work behind it. Here's the corner. So I'm going to go into that single crochet and I'm going to do a standing half double. Note, I'm not working into the chain space of the corner. I'm working into the stitch. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. Okay, there's a standing half double crochet, chain 3, 2, 3, and half double crochet in the other corner. But can you see? I have only extended the corner that was there, the one that I made with the single crochet. I'm only extending it with the half doubles because these two rows make up one. Instead of a double crochet B row, I've now got a single crochet plus a half double crochet, and that more or less equals a double crochet row. Right, let's carry on. Chain 1. I find the next stitch and I go in there and half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet, chain 1. I want to get to the corner, half double crochet, chain 1, and half double crochet, chain 1. Me talking all the time, otherwise I will start thinking of projects that hasn't come into being yet, and then my hands go into auto cruise, and before I know it I do a front and a back and a front and a back, and by the time I realize it I'm halfway around and I'm angry and I have to frog. Rightio. Okay, oops, both of the V, in another one, and another one, half double, and a half double, and on the stitch, not in the corner. Can you see? On the stitch. Right, chain 3 and second part of the corner in the single crochet of the previous color. There, can you see? Right, I'm going to switch off, I'm going to go around, and then I'll meet you back at the beginning. Right, there I have finished the bridging rows. At the moment you can see all 3 colors, but the minute you start with part 2 and this A gets pulled tight, it will close. So what you have now is your working loop of B, and your working loop of A in the same place. Now the single crochet round will be done with the back facing you every single time. The half double crochet round, pay attention to what the pattern says. It might be with this side facing or it might be with this side facing, and the reason being is this. The first part that you're going to work in the round, which is part 2, you're going to do with this side facing you. So I've done it so that the half double crochets are done facing you, so it's easy to get to the stitch hole. But part 3 will be done with the wrong side of the blanket facing you. So you will do the single crochet round with the wrong side facing you, you will do the half double crochet round with the wrong side facing you, and you will do part 3 with the wrong side facing you. And then the next part will be the other way around again. The reason for that is if we don't alternate, the block will start leaning towards the side, and we want to prevent that. I hope this helps you to get started on the rainbow in the round. Remember now, if you are doing, I just want to illustrate a corner quickly. If you are doing color A now and the next side says corner in the front, you're going to pull this entire corner chain to the back, if it says in the back, sorry, and you're going to do your corner back there. If it says in the front, you will put it in front and you will do your corner in front there. There's nothing difficult about this. If you're going to start off now, you're going to start off with twisted double crochets from here on, because we're going to work in the round and your join will be in the same place the whole time. So this part here, all your start of rows are going to be there. This is the only time when the flow is interrupted. From now on you can just carry on and your loops and yarn will always be in the same place. That's it. It's not rocket science. I hope you get it. I hope you enjoy the project. Remember to share your photos on Instagram, tag it with hashtag WWRainbow in the round, and let's enjoy life. There we go.